Good morning, students. Let us start today's online class. I am starting novel Robin Hood, and because it is a Saturday today and it's a turn is here, I am taking chapter number page number 58, chapter number 7, Robin Hood and the Silver Arrow. I have already explained this chapter, but page number 58, 59 and 60, these three pages were left, so I am taking again this one. Students, in page number 58, already we had discussed till paragraph last to second, and in this paragraph, the audience who were seated there and they were watching the shooting match, they were shouting continuously for the blue jacket, for the red jacket, like this. But no one knew about the presence of Robin Hood in that competition. The sheriff of Nottingham was waiting very patiently to capture the Robin Hood and throw him into the prison, but Robin Hood disguised himself and came and participated in the archery competition and won the silver arrow also. In till end, the sheriff of Nottingham could not recognized him, but when he went to the greenwood forest, and someone told him that the man who won the silver arrow was the Robin Hood. Here we have to take further what had happened about the sheriff of Nottingham, about the Robin Hood, and how did sheriff of Nottingham knew that the man who won the prize silver arrow was a Robin Hood. So I am taking here, students, go through it properly. Then everyone went home. Robin Hood and his men went back as they had come, so no one suspected who they were. Means after completing the archery competition, everyone who were present there went back home. Robin Hood and his men also went back as they came to the party as in a competition. So nobody suspected the who were the men who had participated in the archery competition. That night the sheriff's wife said to him, "What a nice looking man that was who won the prize today." During night, the sheriff's wife said to sheriff that the man who won the prize that day was a very nice looking man. How well he shot too. And he further praised the man, how well the man had shot the arrow and the target. I have never seen anything like it. She further explained that she had never seen such a man like it. Do you know what is further telling? Do you know, he reminded me very much of that pleasant young butcher you brought to see me some time ago. Here, the wives of Sheriff of Nottingham reminded him that the man who won the prize reminded her very much of that pleasant young man who was the butcher, and butcher means the man who cut the animals for meat. And she further told that the man had already he had brought him to the palace. What exclaimed after just after listening this, sheriff shouted here, I most sincerely hope not. Means she angrily exclaimed at his wife that he had never hoped that his wife would appreciate to others. The sheriff had never dared to tell his wife that the pleasant butcher was actually Robin Hood. And the sheriff also did not dare anyhow to tell his wife that the pleasant young butcher was really actually Robin Hood. He did not explain to his wife earlier. But what happened there at Sheriff of Nottingham? When Robin Hood and his men met again under the greenwood tree, they had a merry time. Here further I am telling, when Robin Hood and his men met again under the greenwood tree, means while after the competition, when the Robin Hood and his merry men also met in the greenwood forest, there were a grand dinner waiting for them, and there were the grand dinner was arranged for them. They laughed and talked and enjoyed themselves together. In the dinner, they laughed, they talked together and enjoyed the dinner very pleasantly, as they had many adventures to relate, the jokes to tell, and they were having a numbers of the adventures, new things to relate, the joke and jokes to tell there. The beautiful silver arrow was passed around, and everyone admired it. Means they were seated in a dinner table, so everyone passing the arrow, silver arrow, to everyone passing, and everyone admiring that silver arrow because it was really beautiful. Robin Hood asked Little John for a suggestion on how he could inform the sheriff that it was he who had won the arrow. And then Robin Hood asked the Little John suggestion that they had won the silver arrow, but how the sheriff of Nottingham would know that the man who had won the arrow was Robin Hood. Robin Hood asked the Little John to suggest him that how he could send the message to the sheriff of Nottingham, so that he also knew that who had won the this silver arrow. So what is here Little John advised him? What is, I advise you, said Little John, to write a letter to the sheriff. Tell him that we were all there, and that you were the man in red who carried off the prize. Then send the letter to Nottingham. Here Little John suggested to Robin Hood that he had to write the letter to sheriff, and in the letter he had to write that all the merry men were in the archery competition, and the man in the red uniform was and who had carried off the prize, who had won the prize, was the Robin Hood. And then send the letter to the Nottingham. After listening this, good advice, Robin replied. Robin. After listening this, Robin would also appreciate the little John, and said that was the good advice. But how are we going to send it? Our messengers can't get out of the town before the sheriff has read the letter, and he would certainly seize him and shut him up in prison. I can't allow any of my men to be put in danger for a mere whim of mine. Here, after listening this suggestion, Robin Hood also asked how could they send the letter to the sheriff Nottingham, because if Robin Hood sending any messenger to the Nottingham with letter, it was sure that sheriff would never allow, certainly he would never allow him to turn back before reading the letter. And after reading letter, it is certain that surely he would seize him, capture him, and put into the jail. And Robin further said that he could not take any kind of risk to put his man in the danger, and for his own familiarity, for own victim, and for own miss victory, showing his own victory. For this he could not take any kind of danger. Next pair I am taking, children. In those days, you see, there was no postal services. If you wanted to send a letter, you had to engage a special messenger to carry it for you. In those days there were no postal services, so that they could send the letter through the post. It was not a facility. If they wanted to send the letter, they had to manage a special messenger to carry it for them. Means if you are sending letter to another, it was the possibility to manage a special messenger to send the letter from one place to another. On it, next pair I am taking. Oh, said little John in answer to Robin, it is easy. Write your letter, address it to the sheriff, and I will stick it onto the end of an arrow and shoot it into the town. Little John very happily answered to the Robin that it was very easy. What is the idea? Little John suggested to Robin Hood that he had to write the letter, address to the sheriff, and he had to address whatever things he wanted to write down in the letter, and I will stick it onto the end of an arrow, and he would stick the letter in the end of an arrow and shoot it. And he suggested to Robin Hood that he had to shoot it into the town of the sheriff. Means with the help of the shooting, he had to send the letter to the sheriff of the Nottingham. Hurrah for a little John, clever little John, shouted everyone. Means everyone, those who were present there, shouted very happily, and they addressed the little John, a clever little John. Very happily they addressed it. Now in last pair I am taking. Soon the sheriff got the letter as planned by the merry man. Of course, he was raving mad for many days. Robin Hood had fooled him once more. Means very soon sheriff got the letter as planned by the merry man. Means as the merry man planned, they sent the letter to the sheriff of Nottingham, and the sheriff also received that letter. Of course, he was raving mad for many days. For many days, sheriff of Nottingham gone angrily mad, and he was thinking that once more he was fooled by the Robin Hood and his merryman. So this was the story of this lesson. I hope you are I hope you are understood this story. Read it again so that you can be able to understand. We will meet you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye.